Activating now. Okay. All right, so there we are. Okay. Excellent. That's weird. I don't know why. I don't know why that happened. Anyway, small snafu. CJ Mutter says he can hear me. Mike, Mike Shinnery said the intro cut out, but I'm good. So I don't really know what's going on there. Anyway, what's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 422nd edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness. It is Wednesday, March 13th, 2019. We are multicasting live to multiple Facebook pages, multiple YouTube channels, as well as Twitter. So wherever you are and however you are watching or listening, thank you for making the Sharpe reality a part of your day. I'm going to wait till everything else catches up here. All right. Guys in the chat, again, I'm going to do another sound check here. Pines the Word is in the house. Last Call TV says hi. Anytime somebody greets me, the very first time I see a person in the chat and the very first words are hi, I'm already on high alert for a potential troll. I don't know, maybe that's just my assholery. All right, very good. Pines the Word says, I am loud and clear. I guess my intro cut out. Technical difficulty. It is what it is. Last Call TV says, Genos or Pats? Definitely 100% Genos. All right, guys, let's get right to us. Get right to it. Every one of us has been in or witnessed a situation where someone we know has to make a decision about an opportunity that would change their lives for the better, right? It could be a great job offer that pays them a shitload of money. It could be a decision to relocate to another part of the country or to another country. It could be a surgery like LASIK to improve their vision instantaneously. It could be deciding to start their own business. It could be any number of things. We've all seen or experienced circumstances where we have to make a choice about something that has the potential to elevate our lives. Now, I can't give you percentages or anything like that in terms of what decisions were made in which scenario. But whatever the case may be, the choice to make that change or not to make that change doesn't always work out for the better. It doesn't always turn out to be the better choice. A guy could decide to take a higher paying job, but because his new boss is incompetent and insufferable, he regrets taking that job. Sometimes money isn't everything. I tell you guys all the time, listen, when you're looking for new employment, chase excellence, chase good bosses, chase a good work culture, somewhere you can advance, somewhere you can learn something, add things to your tool belt. Now, on the flip side, a man could decide to relocate to the opposite coast, and the move proves to be life-changing. That's my story. I moved to Las Vegas after having lived on the East Coast for, pretty much my entire adult life, and it turned out to be the best decision I've ever made. Now, obviously, nobody has a crystal ball, but as the saying goes, nothing ventured, nothing gained. All change comes with risk. If there's no risk, there's little to no reward. Basic math. I'm not breaking news here. But there are many more people who decide not to squeeze the trigger to start that new business than people that do. A lot more people decide to stay where they are rather than moving to another part of the country or another part of the world. They decide to stay put. The thing is they talk about it all the time. We all know someone who always talks about moving to another country and becoming an expat, but they never really get around to it. We all know someone who complains about their job for years and years, but they never do anything about it, like quit or go off and find a new one that doesn't really make them that miserable. Now, what all these people have in common is that they tell you that they have their reasons as to why they can't or won't make that power move that could change their lives. Right? Listen, we've all heard this. It's too expensive. I don't have a job lined up. My benefits are too good to quit this job. My 401k won't transfer over. And so on and so forth. But something else they have in common is what's really holding them back from making a change in their lives. And I'm going to tell you what that is right after the break. We'll be right back.
The Donovan Sharpe mobile app is finally here. You can schedule and pay for consultations, buy TSR merchandise, read Donovan's books, make donations, and much more. And you can do it all right from the app. The Donovan Sharpe mobile app is available to patrons only. You won't find it at the App Store, the Google Play Store, or anywhere else. Get your hands on the first and only mobile app in Manosphere history. Download the Donovan Sharpe mobile app today.
Get your official TSR gear at the Donovan Sharpe merchandise store. T-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, and much more. New styles and items are added every month. You can look good and support the show by repping TSR Towers. Go to donovansharpe.com/merch, or you can buy TSR gear right from the Donovan Sharpe mobile app. Welcome back to the 422nd edition of TSR Live on a Wednesday. Good to have you guys in today. Be sure to subscribe to my monthly newsletter to stay in the know in the event that I get deplatformed here or anyone else. If you want to make a contribution to the show, you can do so at www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1. Again, that's www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1. I am putting that in the chat right now. Again, www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1 if you want to make a contribution to the show. If you'd like your music featured on the show, send me a few tracks. Make sure you include your name, your stage name, the names of your tracks, your label, and where your music can be found. And let's do a check of the chat here quickly. Fit for Life Fitness says Sharpe Short was on point today as usual. Glad to get that red pill fix laugh. That waiting room music is on point. Appreciate that. Latino Manosphere, a.k.a. Miami J's in the house. Steve Stevenson says it's about to go down. CJ Mutter's in the house. My bad. TSR Towers. Mike Shinnery. Good to see you in here. Yeah, the introduction cut out. It was weird. Something very, very weird was happening there. But, listen, I mean, I'm glad every once in a while I do have these snafus, these production issues. So it is what it is. CJ Mutter says no balls. That's a good guess. Very good guess. Let's move to the YouTube side. Pines the word. Hits lead off. V Coast bunts him over with the sacrifice bunt. Last Call TV hitting in the 3-hole. Goofy Zigzag is hitting cleanup today. Goofy Zigzag. That's an interesting name. Hellfighter's in the house as usual. Good to have Hellfighter here in TSR Towers. Young J 216. Haven't seen you here in a while. 757 Primetime in response to the title Because We Can. I'm not really sure what that means, but good question there by Last Call TV. Geno's or Pat's. I'm a Geno's guy for sure. I'm a Geno's guy. Listen, here in Philly, it's sort of right down the middle. Some people like Geno's, some people like Pat's. I don't think it matters one way or the other. Lee Kinias says, you moved to Miami, and this is the worst decision I have ever made. Yeah, like I said, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. It's just how it works. Pines the word says he left Vegas and wound up on the East Coast. Good to hear. Charles Caballero says, I left SoCal to go to New York City, then Chicago, now back to SoCal. Very good. All right. Anonymous says, blacks are a plague on humanity. You all belong in zoo cages. Hold on, here we go. Blacks destroy communities like a virus. Listen, dude, honestly, if you're going to troll, at least you got to be creative, right? I had one guy call the show, and he played some soundbite that said, nigger, nigger, nigger. I'm like, dude, really? Like, what the fuck is this? Like the 1850s? Like that shit? I don't know. Listen, I know that the N-word, I know being called a nigger bothers a lot of black people. It doesn't really bother me. And I think the reason why is because I wasn't really exposed to it that much. I grew up on military bases. No, that doesn't make me special or unique, but I didn't grow up in the hood. I didn't grow up in the ghetto, obviously. So when someone calls me a nigger or they, make some sort of derogatory racial epithet or whatever, It doesn't really, I can honestly say it doesn't really bother me that much because I wasn't exposed to it at an early age. That's just how it is sometimes, I guess. Let's continue on down the line here. HS Lee 169 responding to Charles says, I got to get my ass to SoCal. Women are so much more attractive. Listen, there are hot girls everywhere for sure. I think that's obvious. But listen, I will tell you, running game on girls on the West Coast is a lot easier. There's much more margin for error, I suppose, than running game on girls on the West Coast. At least for me. Constitution Inquirer says, my black friends never respond to the N-word when we are out and about. They don't really seem to care anymore. LaShawn Jefferson says, I'm in South Carolina. Options for females, not too bad. Asian, little hard to get, but they guard the hell out of... Okay. 757 Primetime says, getting offended by the N-word now is old, but some people are different. Right. Constitution Inquirer says, when we were kids, the N-word was a big deal. Yeah, I would agree. I'd agree with that. S. Revenue says, as a black man, want black kids. However, I prefer dating non-black women. It's weird. No, it's not weird. As a black man, you want your kid, like as a man, you want your kids to look like you, right? But again, if you're a black man who has decided not to date black women, you have your reasons. It is what it is. That doesn't make you weird. That just makes you selective. HS Lee says he finally canceled his Netflix account to become a patron. Good man. Better than Netflix. So before the break, I talked about how people are gun shy about making these radical, life-changing decisions in their lives and what they have in common, aside from giving you their version of legit reasons as to why they can't or won't squeeze the trigger. And that commonality is that all of their reasons are excuses. And don't get it twisted, guys. There is a difference. The difference between a reason and an excuse is that an excuse is something you have control over. A reason is something you do not. For example, it's too expensive is an excuse. It's not too expensive if you save your money and exercise financial shrewdness, both of which you have complete control over. A reason for not getting LASIK surgery is that your insurance doesn't cover the procedure, something you have no control over, at least for the time being. Now you can say, listen, the reason I don't want to get LASIK is because I don't want lasers near my eyes. That sounds like a pretty good reason, but at some point, you have control over that. That's an excuse. No, don't get me wrong, it's not easy to overcome your fear, but again, with nothing ventured, nothing gained. And I don't think anyone's had their eyeballs fried during LASIK surgery, but I digress. There are many things that men could do to improve their lives for the better, but they can't or won't. And the reasons they give you are almost always excuses. This is how this is. What this means is that the real reason is them. Something inside them is holding them back from taking the plunge, and for whatever reason, they have no control over it, at least not yet. They're paralyzed. These people, these men, they're paralyzed by something, but they don't verbalize it because they either don't know how to or they don't want to for fear of judgment or ridicule. Now, why would anyone fear judgment or ridicule for something you seemingly have no control over? Well, this is easy. Because you know deep down, it's probably a character flaw. And we never like to admit our character flaws. This doesn't make us bad people. We just don't like to admit our character flaws. Guys, listen. It's not easy to sit here and tell you guys that I have a documented temper problem and that I can be immature at times. It's not easy to tell you guys about my weaknesses or my faults. Listen, I'm supposed to be the great Donovan Sharpe. I'm supposed to be Captain Red Pill Superstar guy. That's what makes that difficult. But only when a man can be honest with himself about why he can't or won't do something out of his comfort zone or something he's never tried before can he really get a grasp on whether or not he can make that change. Guys, listen. And I don't want to make any I don't want to parse my words here. Not every decision can be made. Not every man is capable of doing everything. We all have our limitations. But again, only when we admit what those limitations are. Can we try or do things we know we can to improve our lives? One of the most obvious examples of this in action is black men who do not date outside their race. And let's be clear here. We're not talking about listen, we're talking about dating white girls. Let's not let's not kid ourselves here, right? Now, this isn't to say that black men who decide not to date white girls can't, but a lot of black men who have decided that they don't want to date white girls or date outside their race have never tried to, or if they tried, they failed miserably. But here's the difference between black men dating outside their race and making a power move, moving to another country, relocating, getting a higher paying job, things of that race. Here's the difference. Every black man can date interracially, but most black men, they don't realize it. Black men who feel this way, they don't know why they feel this way. So they say things to everyone to give everyone the impression that they could if they wanted to. These guys make statements like, white girls aren't special. Right? We've all heard that. White girls aren't attractive. White girls are a fetish. White girls are a novelty. A novelty. And my personal favorite, white girls are too much of a risk. Now, here's the thing. I do agree that white girls ain't special. Guys, listen, no female is special. But they're less of a headache than black women. Yes, white girls do it too. White girls misbehave. They misbehave. They misbehave worse than black women. Dude, listen, I'm telling you, a lot of guys who have never dated white women, they think that they have it the worst. Oh my God, black women are the worst behaved. No, they're not. I've dated black women and I've dated white women. White girls are 10 times worse in terms of bad behavior if you don't keep it in check than black women. You can take that to the bank. Now, the reason why white girls act up is because they can. They have other options. Black women don't. Now, black women obviously act a fool, right? But white girls act even more a fool because they know that if you stop messing with her, she's got 73 other guys lined up of all different race, colors, shapes, sizes, whatever. Black women, they don't have a lot of options. The only option they have is black men. That's it. And don't give me this, oh, black women. No. Listen. The top 1% of black women swirl with white men of value. So if a girl says, well, I know 3 black women who are dating white guys, she's either lying or those white guys are low value. That's just how this is. It doesn't work the other way around. Black men consistently date high value white girls. Beautiful, beautiful white women. We do. All these pictures and memes with these tall, with these 6 foot niggas with these, 300-pound white wildebeest, that doesn't happen. That's ridiculous. And if it does, that's a low value black man. We all know this. It doesn't work. It doesn't work the other way. Yes, again, white girls do it too. And they are definitely a headache. But the upside is much higher while the headaches a little less intense. You can deal with those a little bit better. There are many, many reasons black men say they choose not to date outside their race. And at the bottom of the hour, here in about 10 minutes, Steve the Dean is going to join me to talk about those reasons. And I can promise you that any black man in here who thinks to themselves or says it out loud or in the chat that they don't want to date white girls, you will hear something that strikes a chord with you. Yeah, listen, there are black men who just aren't turned on by white girls. It happens. There are black men out there who have legit reasons for not dating white girls. They've dated white girls in the past, not their cup of tea. They decide, you know what, I'm not dating white girls anymore. I'm not going to date outside my race anymore. I'm going to stick with black women. Fine. But if you're that guy, I would highly suggest that you tune into Primetime because you might find that your reasons are excuses. Now, if you choose not to and remain in the dark, then that's on you. At the very least, you should explore the fact that maybe, just maybe, you're using these reasons to cover up something else. And Steve and I are going to point those possibilities out. Again, at the bottom of the hour. Let's do a check of the chat here. All right. Well, Sean Jefferson, it's good to see you back in the towers. Don't know who the hell is trying to call me during showtime. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Constitution Inquirer says, I like black women because they do what I say more than white women. Sexually, there is nothing a black woman will not do for white men. Okay. And listen, black women respond differently to certain men, just like white girls. That's just all there is to it. I've had much more success with white girls than black women. It is what it is. Can't be mad at you. Brendan Storeball, seriously, like, you're sitting here bitching and complaining about the fucking moderators from yesterday. Dude, chill out, man. Like, honestly, like, dude, like, hold on. Let me jump back up here. Okay. So Charles Caballero and Brandon Storeball seem to have a difference of opinion here. Give me a second. He says white men and black women are on the same team to destroy them. Okay, Charles. Yeah, try to lay off Brandon a little bit. I know you guys had your little spat from yesterday. I don't know what happened. I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get into that. But by the same token, Brandon, seriously, come on, man. Like, hey, time me out. Listen, is it really that important for you to? Come on, seriously, guys, sweep it under the rug, man. Sweep it under the rug. Got a vote in here for Joe's Steak. That's, again, Geno's, Pat's. There's also Joe's out here. Geno's and Pat's are the two main Philly cheesesteak places in Philly. You're either Geno's guy or a Pat's guy. That's how it goes. Okay. Lion Sen said TSR equals daily bread. Sauce Boss says more black men need to date out. Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm Alpha says great explanation for the difference between reason and excuse. Absolutely. Lee K says he had LASIK in 08, worth every last penny of that $5,000. LaShawn Jefferson asks, do you think it could be would, but way try pick up? Oh, dude, bruh. LaShawn, you gotta rewrite that question, man. That was, dude, that was in, dude, that question was in Braille, homie. 757 keeps it real, or those dudes just don't have options in some cases. And the dudes that don't have options, the reason why they hate on black men who date white women is because they envy those options. That's just how that is. JTrain83 says some white women have behaviors like black women as well. Absolutely. Listen, white women commit paternity fraud. White women fuck other niggas. White women will check for your homeboy. White women will cheat on you. Listen, man. Don't get it twisted. White women are not special, gentlemen. White women are not unicorns. Trust and believe. They require a firm hand. Listen, white women are more submissive to Here's another difference between white women and black women. The more dominant you are, the more submissive white women are, right? The more dominant you are, the more masculine black women become. Black women see dominance as a sign of, oh, it's competition. I'm not going to let him break me. Wait, nobody's here to break anybody. Women like dominant men. And for whatever reason, black women are, they seem to be in denial. Thanks to guys like Tyler Perry, Oprah. Oh, don't submit to a man. Well, this is why most of y'all are single and have 8 baby daddies. All right, Brandon, I get it. You didn't say anything. Listen, dude. Hey, Brandon, enough. You know what? Check this out, dude. Now I'm going to time your ass out. I told you to shut the fuck up and quit bitching and complaining, and you keep on. You're acting like listen, Brandon, I love you. You're acting like a fucking female, dude. I told you to squash that shit. Charles said he's going to back off. You're still talking shit. Shut the fuck up, man. You're not a fucking female. You're a man. Quit bitching about inconsequential bullshit. It's a goddamn chat, man. Really? Come on, man. Let's act like men, not fucking females in here. No, he timed me out. I didn't say anything. Who gives a fuck? Come on, man. Jesus fuck. You guys are killing me. And now this episode is going to get flagged because I said more than 2 curse words in a row. Donald Bender says, hey, what's up, Donovan? I have been getting myself together to date a high-quality white girl. I went from 350 to 220. I'll be finished with my degree this summer, and I am 39. Dude, don't get yourself together to date a high-quality white girl. Get yourself together because you're a man. You need to get yourself together. The women are going to come. And listen, I'm not trying to get on you about this, but when we find the red pill and we go to self-improvement, women are the reason we want to ingest the red pill. But the longer you live the red pill life, the more you understand that women having access to high-quality women, that's merely a side effect of living the red pill life. Never do anything strictly for a woman. I get what you're saying. I'm glad you've improved, but listen, you went from 350 to 220. Maybe lift more weights. Get into weightlifting. But don't get yourself together to date a high-quality white woman. Donald says, my advice has been wonderful. Appreciate that. Jordan Johnson is in the house. Razor66 says, but Donovan, they don't do it anywhere near the numbers that black females do it. That's true. White women engage in really, really bad behavior, but that's a very minuscule percentage in terms of the black women that do, right? So listen, more white girls misbehave than black women. Well, that's because only 7% of the population are black women, right? There are, Jesus Christ, there are I don't know. I think white women make up 40% of the population in the United States. So by sheer volume, yes, more white females act up more than black females. But the percentage of black females that act up, I don't know, 95%. Percentages of white girls, I'd put the number probably around 60, 70. So that makes sense. This is a great conversation. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to end this and go over to primetime. Asa Harvey says, black women compete against you. White women try to work with you. There's another difference. Lionson says, I just love when Don loses. I try to keep it under control, man, but I have very, very, very low tolerance for bullshit. The guy was acting like a female. I love Brandon. He's a longtime follower of mine, dude. It is what it is. William Wharton says, I've dropped both of them. I'm married to a Latina, dated since my Puerto Rican prom date. Good for you. Just don't date Puerto Ricans who were born and raised in America. I don't care what her skin tone is. If she's born and raised in America, she's already doomed. So good stuff. Like I said, at the bottom of the hour, here in just a few minutes, I am going to Steve the Dean and I are going to we're going to talk about the 5 biggest reasons why more black men don't date outside their race. It is absolutely it should be a good show. You guys know Steve the Dean always brings the fire. Lorenzo Davis asks the question he's been asking the past week and a half, just like Luigi Conti did, and Sharpe Assist, of course, answered it for him. Come on, guys. Don't make me say it. That's going to do it for this edition of TSR Live. Make sure you subscribe to my monthly newsletter and be sure to tune in to TSR Primetime in just a few minutes on donovansharpe.com. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.